Have you thanked a veteran yet today? Today's show is a salute to past and present soldiers. Thanks for joining us. This is MHK All Day, and I'm Danielle Leone. The Riley County Police Department said it will have an increased presence at the Manhattan Veterans Day Parade. Natalie Otto is live out in the crowd. What's going on there, Natalie?
In Manhattan, Kansas, as we celebrate Veterans Day here in downtown Poyntz Avenue, the streets are lined with red, white, and blue as different organizations storm through the streets to show their appreciation for the veterans who have fought for our country, as well as our friends down the road at Fort Riley who are still out fighting today. The streets are crazy. It's pretty loud out here, as you can probably hear for yourselves, and all of the Manhattan residents have come out to show their support. I'm Natalie Otto, reporting live for MHK All Day.
It's nice to see such great support for our troops, but I hope Natalie doesn't get swept away out there. Big Red 1 opened its doors to dozens of Vietnam veterans as family and community members cheered them on. Approximately 50 years ago, these veterans came home to find anti-Vietnam War supporters who were against their service. As a result, Fort Riley, along with the 1st Infantry Division, helped put out a Vietnam Welcome Home ceremony as a way to honor the sacrifices that these men and women made. For some, it was an event that was too much for them to handle. Veterans from all 5 branches of the armed forces were welcome to attend this event. The price of freedom is never free, and perhaps nobody understands this better than the Wamigos Veterans Group. Our own Andrew Shores visited the future site of the Wamego Area Veterans Memorial.
Pottawatomie County has a rich and diverse history that is highlighted by a long list of area veterans who paid the ultimate price for freedom. The scenic city park in downtown Wamego is now dotted with construction vehicles, and dirt after ground was broken on the new memorial last month. The Wamego Community Foundation raised the $250,000 needed to build the monument in just 2 years, 3 years sooner than expected. Wamego's American Legion Post 172, VFW Post 1258, and American Legion Riders 172 all played a pivotal role in raising the funds. Donors could purchase granite bricks and have their loved one's name inscribed on them. The memorial will consist of 3 large granite walls standing nearly 7 feet tall, featuring the names of area lives lost during all major American wars. A bronze, lifelike sculpture of an American soldier will kneel in front of the memorial with a sidewalk for visitors to get up close and personal. It will sit in the northeast corner of Wamego City Park, which already features a scenic variety of statues, memorials, and the Wamego Museum. Construction is expected to be completed in the summer of 2016. Reporting from Wamego, Kansas, I'm Andrew Shores for MHK All Day.
A local daycare has been told it must close its doors for now. The Kansas Department of Health issued an emergency order of suspension for the Lorraine Marie Well daycare home. The order was issued due to safety concerns in the case of an emergency, child access to cleaning supplies, and lack of a current first aid and CPR certificate. Kansas officials have been given a grade that would get them grounded. The Center for Public Integrity and Global Integrity give Kansas a failing grade when it comes to government transparency. The DC-based nonprofit ranked Kansas 42nd in the nation for openness. The report, filled by nonprofit, points to the government's ethics commission's lack of support, as well as Governor Sam Brownback's use of personal email accounts. Secretary Chris Kobach says the report's claims are false. The 2nd annual Hoop Scoop for Women Clinic welcomed women to get an inside look at what it takes to be a part of the K-State men's basketball team. The event gave participants the opportunity to look at the ins and outs of playing for the team, such as seeing what an athlete's academic schedule looks like, recruiting, wardrobe selection, and even how to train like an athlete. The cost of the event was $50 per person, and all proceeds benefited the American Cancer Society and Coaches vs. Cancer. And if you want to keep up with us, what's happening here in the Flint Hills, don't forget to check out our Facebook page and click on the little like button.
Around here, school pride isn't just some slogan on a t-shirt. It's the spirit that comes from understanding we are stronger when we're together. That's the essence of K-State Proud, a nationally recognized student-led fundraising campaign. In just 6 years, K-State Proud has helped raise more than $500,000 to help students who need it most and appreciate it best. Think of it as Philanthropy 101. K-State Proud. It's just one more way the Kansas State family treats one another, well, like family. Where there's a wildcat, there's a way.
Kenya, Africa. A baby elephant is trapped in a waterhole. Researchers rush to the rescue, and a 400-pound baby elephant and its agitated, dangerous mother are finally reunited. One of those researchers is K-State alumnus Mark Sowers. While at K-State, he used telemetry to study bison on the Konza Prairie Biological Station, a skill he now uses to study and help elephants, his lifelong dream. That's the Wildcat Way.
Nearly 150 years ago, the first native limestone was carved into the campus of Kansas State University. Since that time, K-State has known what it takes to rise to the challenge. Now, we're challenging ourselves to become a top 50 public research university by the year 2025. To reach that status, our research dollars, endowment, career award winners, and patents are growing to match our internationally recognized programs and research. K-State 2025 is more than a challenge, it's a commitment. A commitment we'll keep. Because where there's a wildcat, there's a way.
Welcome back to MHK All Day. I'm Danielle Leone. I'm here with Kansas State Vice President of Student Life, Dean Bosco, to talk about the recent events that occurred at the University of Missouri. So first of all, let's talk about your initial reaction when you heard about the events that were taking place.
Glad it wasn't us. That was my initial reaction, but also realizing that everybody can do better, including our university family. So it's not so much about them, it's really about us and our K-State family.
If students were to come up to you and tell you that they were experiencing a form of racism here at Kansas State, how would you go about with handling that?
Well, first I'd be sick to my stomach. I take those kinds of concerns very seriously. We want to make sure we're responsive, that we listen, and we realize that we can all get better. And in our society today, it's important that we respect everyone, particularly here on a university campus.
Do you believe that racism is a topic that needs to be addressed here at K-State?
Absolutely. It's important that we recognize the fact that we're in a multicultural environment, that we're a global society, and to make sure that my students are in a position where they understand that it's important to recognize differences and uniquenesses among all people. That's what K-State's all about.
And, you know, in response to the events that were occurring at the University of Missouri, you sent out students, faculty, and staff a message that said to always follow the K-State way. What did you mean by that?
Well, I think it's important that we just can't say the word family, that family's defined in a lot of different ways, that we want to make sure that we're listening to the uniquenesses that everybody brings to the table, to the classroom, to our residence halls, fraternities, sororities, to our student organizations. The K-State's a different kind of place, that we respect everyone, and we have a community of principle document that we have on our website that's been there for a number of years. And I wanted to make sure that we all had a chance to take a breath and to celebrate diversity and understand that we're all members of a great K-State family, and we want to get better. And in that way, we learn from one another, learn to respect one another, and I think that'll make us a better university family.
And how are you making sure that diversity becomes a part of K-State?
Well, we try to do that at every single thing that we do on the campus, from pictures that we provide on our websites, our publications that go out to prospective students, the way we treat everyone on our campus, and also our overall philosophy of student success. That's critically important for us.
Okay, and there's been a lot of controversy about how media has gone about with covering the events that are occurring at the University of Missouri. You're obviously here joining us, so do you believe do you believe that we need to have strong media relations in order to, stop these events from occurring?
Kurt Schultz, our university president, is a big believer in transparency. And it's a breath of fresh air when we have a chance to visit with the media and give us a chance to express what we can and cannot do. Expectations in the public is very high for about how we go about our business at the university. So I welcome the media, as I welcome parents and students to come forward and help us be a better place.
There's been a lot of talk on social media here where students are, for lack of better words, not being very friendly to others. What do you have to say about that?
Those anonymous comments on the internet are just garbage. They're repugnant. If someone expresses a point of view, I'm not sure who they are, what they are, whether they're members of the K-State family or not, but I find that whole business just totally disrespectful and means nothing to me personally. I want people to be able to confront one another, for us to get better, for us to have open dialogue and make a difference in everyday life at our university family.
And finally, we don't want what's going on in Missouri to come here to campus. So how are you preventing that from occurring?
Well, to participate in programs like this, to be visible in our residence halls, to make sure that we respond whenever we have a particular incident and do it as quickly as possible, sincerely and directly, and be focused on making sure that everyone is respected on the K-State campus and have that message communicated over and over again.
And in the long run, is diversity a part of K-State's 2025?
Well, it's integrated throughout our plan for the future, but 2025 is right now. It's how we deal with our students, our faculty, staff, how we make sure that everyone has an opportunity to be at the table. So it's not 2025. It's now, and how we deal with the matters of today. Increasing cost of going to school, graduation rates, the debt that our students have as they come to the campus. All students want to be successful, whether it's a job or medical school or law school or having a family, in any way you define a family. That's what K-State's all about.
Well, thank you, Dr. Pat Bosco, for joining us at MHK All Day. The daily struggles don't end when veterans are discharged from the Army. However, one man makes it his mission to help non-traditional veteran students easily transition back into school setting. Reporter Ashlyn Turner has more on the story. Oh, sorry about that.
I care about these veterans because I am a veteran. I am non-traditional.
Joshua Reed is a 34-year-old veteran who knows the struggle it takes to come back to school after serving in the Army.
You get that feeling of I'm a fish out of water. And the university is very friendly. They're very friendly, but it's like they're missing a segment. And I feel like it's my job to fill that segment.
Knowing the remnants of war still lingers in many veteran students, Reed has taken on the duties as the Director of Non-Traditional and Veteran Student Services in an effort to provide the resources and assistance non-traditional students need to be as successful as they can be in school.
So you need someone to talk to your professor, I'm going to do that for you. You need somebody to understand, I'm going to do that for you. You need resources. We have a wonderful non-traditional and veteran student center on the second floor of the student union. And you need resources, we got it.
As a veteran herself, Mrs. Reed talks about the impact she feels her husband has had among veteran students at Kansas State University.
And so something I started noticing was when they come down to talk to Josh, they don't just sit there and talk about, this is my class, I'm frustrated. They literally talk about everything. You know, these are the things that are bugging me. I don't know how to do this. Like, this is the family trouble. My car broke down. What do I do? Where do I go? And he helps them. Like, he legitimately helps them fix things.
Reporting for MHK All Day, I'm Ashlyn Turner.
If you'd like to know more about the Veteran Center on campus, you can give them a call at 785-395-VETS. Be sure to follow MHK All Day and MHK All Day Sports on Twitter for the latest about what's happening in the Flint Hills. Stay tuned.
Wired Magazine calls him the Explainer. His students call him amazing. Over 20 million YouTube views show that Associate Anthropology Professor Michael Wesch is transforming higher education. Translated to more than 20 languages and counting, Professor Wesch's teachings still share one common voice: passion. And whether you're learning live or online, that passion is contagious. And that passion is one of the leading reasons Kansas State University is first among U.S. public research universities in producing U.S. Case Carnegie Professors of the Year. Where there's a Wildcat, there's a way.
K-State Student Radio brings every game to K-State fans on the Wildcat 91.9.
Line's going to take a pitch out to the right. Hubert dices his way up and into the end zone for the Wildcat touchdown. Takes the snap. He's going to roll out. He's going to throw deep over the middle of the field for Tyler Lockett. Catches it. 15-10, 5, touchdown, Kansas State.
For all of your K-State sports coverage, tune into the Wildcat 91.9.
It was the day the music nearly died. Little remained after a 1968 fire roared through Nichols Hall at Kansas State University, reducing the music department to rubble. But before the embers of that terrible fire had even died, a new fire blazed within every member of the Wildcat Band. Using the only sheet music that survived the fire, the band pumped up the next home crowd with a rousing rendition of Wabash Cannonball. To this day, the jingle, the rumble, and the roar still fire up the fans and brings them to their feet. Where there's a Wildcat, there's a way.
Fifth grade students at Bergman Elementary School are taking their knowledge of the United States Constitution to the next level. For the past 2 months, these students have spent a portion of their mornings not only memorizing the words of the We the People, but also learning the sign language that goes along with it. Fifth grade teacher Kim Jo-gi explains why learning the preamble is important for her.
Our curriculum is the history of the United States, and so we talk about setting up a new government, and we talk about how it was important that it be for the people, written by the people, involving all the rights and everything that the people needed at that time, which carry through to present day.
In honor of Veterans Day, K-State's Purple Mask Theater presented a play centered on the lives of military family whose relationships are shattered by effects of the war. Kenya Mills has more.
They gave me some medals.
What's wrong? Can I do something?
No, Danny.
Can I get you something?
Yeah, a new face.
Angie!
What? A new body, man, a new life.
The play American Tet by Lydia Strike presents a brutal account of the effects of war on service members and their families.
This play is obviously very dark and jarring, and I think that it's needed to promote those discussions of how we can advocate for better treatment of our soldiers.
A drama therapy graduate student at K-State, who's also a former Army wife, Samantha Hindle, chose to direct American Tet to bring attention to the veterans who returned from war with invisible wounds, oftentimes left untreated.
Currently, it's 8 times the rate of veteran suicides that are occurring here in America than combat deaths, and I think that that is unacceptable.
I've killed men, women, and children, all in cold blood, from no further away than I'm standing from you.
American Tet delves into the lives of a military family, the Kronbachers. The father, Jim, is a Vietnam vet who uses gardening to forget the carnage of war. His son, Danny, also deals with his own guilt as a military policeman in Iraq. Elaine, an upright patriot wife and mom, teaches spouses of new soldiers about the military, but privately fears for her son's life in a combat zone. And then there's Amy, the rebellious daughter who wants nothing to do with war or being part of a military family.
We have to trust what our leaders say. Trust who? When all we hear is lies.
So, number one most important thing in any experience of trauma, whether it's combat trauma or otherwise, is putting a narrative to your experiences and having a recipient listen and not judge that story, but just be able to say, I hear you and I'm hearing your experiences.
Hindle's advocacy for veterans begins in the theater. While some of her actors had some initial experience with war, others had none and came away with a new level of understanding.
The actress playing Angela, she was an air traffic controller in the Army. Din, who is our Vietnamese actress, her family was affected by the Vietnam War. And Amir, who's from Kazakhstan, his grandparents fought with the Russian army in World War II.
Not only them, when they come back from war, it doesn't take a toll just on themselves, it takes a toll on everybody they know, and especially their families. So like, I definitely like respect them so much more, and their families. Like, I give my hearts out to them and all that, just because I obviously don't know exactly what they're going through, but through this character and through everything that we've done, it's difficult for the just few hours that we do it every single day. Imagining to have to live with that, it must be tough.
You know, we honor them on Veterans Day or on like 4th of July, but no one really knows how traumatic it is, what war itself is.
In Manhattan, Kenya Mills, MHK All Day.
The performance of American Tet at the Purple Mask Theater was a success, drawing a full house on the last day of the show. The director invited a panel of mental health experts, professors, and former military spouses to discuss themes in the play with audience members. In the Flint Hills, we have been very busy with sports over the past few months, but now college basketball is getting thrown into the mix. To tell us more about the Cat sports anchor, Tanner Barth now joins us.
Thank you, Danielle. That's right. Both Kansas State men's and women's basketball teams will kick off their regular season this Friday. The men's team will host Maryland Eastern Shore at 7 o'clock at Bramlage Coliseum. This will be the first time the Wildcats and Hawks have met up since 2011, a game in which the Wildcats did come out victorious 90-52. K-State was 2-0 in exhibition play, beating Emporia State 80-42 and Fort Hays State last Friday 70-52. Switching gears to women's basketball now, the Wildcats finished their exhibition play on Monday but had their hands full against a very good Pittsburgh State team, but they were able to come out with the win 58-50. 23 of those points come from the junior point guard Kindred Wiesman to get the Wildcats win. The Wildcats back in action with their season opener down in Tulsa on Friday against the Tulsa Golden Hurricane at 7 o'clock. Football is in the air with professional, college, and high school all in action. We'll start with K-State football and move backwards. Last Thursday night, the Wildcats welcomed in the 7th-ranked Baylor Bears to Bill Snyder Family Stadium. Baylor's passing attack was good all night long as Stidham finds Corey Coleman for the touchdown, but K-State would find a way to fight back with the legs of quarterback Joe Huebner. He finds pay dirt here from 37 yards out to cut the Bears' lead to 14. Facing a 3rd down and 15 with the game on the line in the 4th quarter, Joe Huebner does it once again, connects with Deontay Burton for the score. Baylor is still clinging to a 7-point lead. After a missed field goal, though, by Baylor, K-State got the ball back but had to go 81 yards to tie the game. But that drive was cut short as the wide receiver pass from Cody Cook was picked off with 37 seconds to go. Still in the win for Baylor, they improved to 8-0 on the season. K-State falls to 3-5 overall and now 0-5 in Big 12 play. College football playoff is at the midseason mark, but in high school, it's playoff time all throughout the state of Kansas. The Manhattan High Indians did not make it into this year's playoffs, but that doesn't mean the area isn't being greatly represented. The Junction City Blue Jays are the number 9 seed in this year's Class 6A state football playoffs. Last Friday night, the Blue Jays hosted the 6-3 Hutchinson High Salthawks in the first round of the playoffs. Here early in the first quarter, running back Javon Baldwin takes it to the end zone from 21 yards out to give Junction City the early lead. The Blue Jays defense was in bend but don't break mode all night. This pass that denied the Salthawks of a touchdown batted down. How about the fullback Ray Wilson getting in on the scoring action? He scampers in from 16 yards out to build on the Blue Jays' second quarter lead. Wilson here again, 30 yards out this time. Junction City all over Hutchinson in this one. The Blue Jays go on to win 56-21 and will now host the 8-1 Derby Panthers in Friday's sectional round. Danielle, it's an exciting time to be a sports fan in the state of Kansas. You can get your fill of football, basketball, and volleyball all this time of year.
Well, I really look forward to sitting on my couch and taking it all this weekend. Remember, we'd love to see your pictures, so if you have an awesome picture of a veteran or a selfie game that is on point, send it over to us using the hashtag MHK All Day.
I like K-State mainly for the family atmosphere.
Once you're here, you're greeted with a smiling face.
You could step onto K-State's campus and feel that without even talking to anyone, that it's welcoming.
The administrators and faculty, they remember your name.
Anywhere you go, someone's there to help you and to smile at you.
Half of campus is going to be wearing, that there's that K-State pride.
It's really evident that you can do something and you can be somebody and you can really define yourself here.
I'm a part of the campus.
K-State to me is home.
And that kind of gives me a sense of place.
Kansas State University's PowerCat Financial Counseling presents SALT, a game-changing financial tool. It's simple, useful, and best of all, free for K-State students and alumni. SALT provides personal money coaches, help with student loans, and a wide range of career opportunities. Go online to kstate.edu/SALT and see what SALT is all about. Get money smart today.
Since opening its doors, the International Animal Health and Food Safety Institute has had literally thousands of people take advantage of the facilities and academic programs that are being developed. K-State Olathe offers a unique opportunity for scientists from industry and academia to work side by side, focused on addressing real-life issues and training the workforce. Progress is being achieved. K-State Olathe, now open for business.
Powerful ideas are sparked by a natural curiosity. It could begin with a single seed or a brilliant ray of light. At Kansas State University, it begins with research that advances the world, where science and creativity meet. At Kansas State University, powerful ideas begin with you.
There are lots of people around Manhattan who deserve to be told good job. Here are just a few, and this is Kudos Corner. K-State will be home to the first ever TEDx MHK. TEDx works to bring the community together to talk about science, technology, creativity, and sustainability. The event will include university and community speakers on topics like climate change, electronic vehicles, and kids' books. The talks will be themed around fueling human existence. TEDx MHK will happen on Monday, February 1st in Forum Hall here at K-State. A K-State art education instructor is being recognized for teaching. Instructor Trina Harlow was named the 2015 Kansas Art Education Association Higher Education Educator of the Year. Harlow was given the award for her work with Kansas, Texas, and National Art Education Associations. This is Harlow's second year with Kansas State. The next Leonardo Art Science Evening Rendezvous will be at the 12th at the Beach Museum of Art from 5:30 to 8. The laser program brings artists and scientists together to talk about a variety of topics. The Flint Hills Volunteer Center is having its annual Festival of Trees to raise money for its local programs. The festival starts out with a ladies' night from 5 to 8 p.m. on the 16th. There's also a senior tea and a Polar Express Kids Adventure on the 18th. The festival wraps up with a gala on the 20th. Or if fantasy books and sweets are more to your liking, you may want to check out the Harry Potter Dessert Theater on the 13th. It includes games, a costume contest, and a performance by On the Top improv troupe. A screening of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban will be in the Forum Hall afterwards. How about that, Tanner? How do you like my voice today?
It's starting to go a little bit on you, Daniela, but nonetheless, don't forget to tune in back into MHK All Day next week. We'll cut the turkey.